Hello duelists, Russmero here, and today we're going to be opening a box of the third Rush Duel booster, Fantastrike Mirage Impact. Okay, I think it's about time I pull my first Rush Rare. This is my fourth booster box opening overall in the Rush Duel series, and I have still yet to pull a Rush Rare. This time I am definitely going for the legend Summon Skull, which is honestly something I hope to pull even more than Dark Magician. Now let's get right into our very first pack. So this is Sheath, the Scabbard of the Holy Swordsman, a new card for Yuga that supports both warriors and spellcasters and allows you to special summon a level 7 warrior type monster from your hand. It's mainly meant to synergize with Light Across, but because its effect condition allows you to pay the cost with either spellcaster or warrior types, you can actually potentially play this in support with Gakto's deck as well. Just that Gakto's deck currently doesn't have any strong level 7 ace warrior type monsters with like Kimi Ruler and Yame Ruler both being powerful level 8. So we'll have to wait for Gakto to gain some kind of level 7 ace before Sheath becomes a potential support option for the deck. Very nice! Our second card in the set is going to be, well, not exactly a retrain, but kind of, I guess, a reprint of Baby Dragon in the Rush Duel series, basically with all the same stats. Very nice, just a new artwork. Looking forward to seeing like if they kind of somehow bring Time Wizard and like Thousand Dragon into the series as well. Here we have Meshi Horse, a new support for the Aqua type deck. Senko Rocket, a spell, followed by Gazelle, the king of the mythical beast. Very cool, man. Like this, I just gotta say, this is the part I love most about opening Rush Duel sets, like seeing reprints of like the old monsters that we all know and love all the way back from the past, but like revised with new artwork that really feels like modern art standards for card games. That is just so cool. Killer Bite Hole, new support for the fish deck. And this is a field spell, the Great Ocean. It's kind of like a more powerful version of Umi, decreasing the stats of all non-water attribute monsters on the field. But in exchange, in order to activate it, you need to have 3 face-up water attribute monsters on your field. There is a lot of new field spell support in this booster. Next we have Survival Swordfish, again, much more new fish support. Really liking that because I used to really play fishes and like the whole Umi deck a lot back in the past. Here we have a spell for the Pyro type Ramen Ninja deck, and here's our first foil. It's gonna be an ultra rare, the Fire Noodle Jonin Kaidama Gok Boot. So basically just an upgrade of the Gok Boots that we already got in the first booster. Send one face-up normal Pyro type monster from your field to the grave to inflict 1000 damage to your opponent and draw 1 card. Well, not the best. I mean, he is quite a side character right now in the show as well. Let's move on to our third pack. And here we have, the Delivery Machine Boon. They're finally adding the first machine type archetype to Rush Duels that actually appeared in the anime a while ago. And it's themed around like journalism, newspaper delivery, all that kind of stuff. Next, Luminous Parrot, a winged beast. I believe this is some new support for Yuga because his new ace is a beast type, and like he seems to be kind of moving into like adding more like beast, wing beast type monsters into his spellcaster deck, although we don't quite know the details yet because we haven't reached that part in the anime. Here we have the Demonic General of Death, Keshin, a new card for Gakto's deck that actually just appeared in today's episode, but without using its effects. By discarding your entire hand until the end of the turn, this card gains 600 attack for each card discarded. Now this might not sound great in the first place because as a level 5 monster, first you need to summon a basic monster and then tribute it in order to bring this guy out. So that's essentially like discarding 2 cards from your hand already, leaving only 3 for an attack power of only 1800. But the whole point of this card is to really get it on your field like on an early turn and have it survive to your next turn, where you can basically discard your entire hand of 5 to give it a 3000 attack boost. And that is very possible in Gakto's deck because there are many effects in the spells and traps that basically protect monsters with 0 attack and also revive monsters with 0 attack from the grave. So an excellent addition to the deck. We really needed a strong monster with like 0 attack with this kind of mechanic in order to really further the deck's plays. 333, some kind of, yeah, it's just a trap that basically increases the effects or the power of your monsters if all 3 of your monsters are level 3. Followed by our second ultra rare already, and unfortunately it's not gonna really be for one of the main characters, it's just one of the side characters again, this time for Beast Gear World. The conqueror of the Beast Gear World, King Convoy Lygian. by sending 2 face-up level 4 or lower Beast Warrior type monsters from your field to the grave. Until the end of the turn, this monster gains 100 attack times the combined level of the monsters sent to the grave by this effect. However, during this turn, you can only attack with this monster, it can only attack position monsters, but it can attack all of your opponent's monsters once each. So depending on the scenario, can pose a really powerful threat to the opponent, but still pretty situational. Like, all it requires is your opponent to have like 1 defense position monster, and then you're kind of like losing out on a lot of that. Another spell for Noodle Ninjas, Baby Dragon, Backshot, Treasure Dragon, a new dragon support card, and Trick Pigeon, a winged beast type monster. I'm thinking Yuga will probably use that as well. Like, even the design kind of feels a bit spellcasterish in line with like the 7th Road monsters. And yes, we are receiving a lot of new dragon support in this set as well, which is cool, but I'm not too keen about because I really think dragon is more than enough already. Aqua Boost, a spell that gives an attack boost to your fish type monsters, another copy of Sheaf. The Enchanted Nightless City. This is a field spell that's supposed to support the current Aqua type deck with the whole Disco Late Night Groove, but generally it just gives stat boost to any light attribute monster, so it's not just limited to the Aqua type. Here we have Oji-san, an old fish type monster. I think this is an old card from the OCG as well, followed by a rare Counter Shield. So dragons getting more traps, I suppose, again. Too much, man, too much. And like, spellcasters aren't even getting the same amount of like upgrades as dragons, because Yuga keeps like playing new archetypes in his deck, so it's like it's not receiving the level of concentrated support that allows it to keep up to par with dragons as well. Here we have Trike Fox of the Beast Gear World, a new Beast Gear World monster, Return of Dragon. So this is similar to the current spellcaster support card we have, whereby you return a certain number of dragons from your grave to the deck to draw 1 card. Barikata, a new member of the Fire Noodle Ninjas that I think we've seen from the beginning but hasn't turned into a card right now. Counter Heart, followed by the Water Magician, and this is another very old card from the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! As well. Don't know if you guys would remember, because, well, I don't think she ever played a big role in the original Duel Monsters anime, but she was definitely there at the start of the card game. Moving into the next pack. Meshi Horse, again, we still haven't pulled the other horse in this set, Senko Rocket. Silver Wolf. Well, we did get Silver Fang in Rush Duel already, so I guess this is kind of Cyclops, although I'm sure you guys will remember this guy as Hitotsume Giant, which translates to One-Eyed Giant, basically a Cyclops, which was its English localization name, a card used very much by Kaiba in the original anime. Followed by Anchor Moray, new fish support. Yes, so I'm definitely quite keen on trying out the new fish deck with all the brand new support and finally being able to use them together with Umi, probably my favorite field spell of all time because it's just so nostalgic and brings back so many memories. Okay, Kinoko Man or Mushroom Man, dude, this thing. This card, like, those of you guys who are like somehow into Yu-Gi-Oh! Before like even the anime would be very familiar with this card, because this card was like such an important figure back in the original sets. Like before we even met like Yugi and Kaiba, the original Yu-Gi-Oh! This card was already there. And here we have Forest. Yep, a field spell, of course. So very nice. I love seeing like all the old original like retro field spells get like not retrained, but like reprinted in Rush Duel with like this brand new super nice looking beautiful artwork. Like we only saw like Mountain so far in like the very first booster, right? But now we are really getting to see the rest. This is the Chestnuts in the Fire. Gakto used this in today's episode, so I believe he's probably going to use this in his deck. Yes, it's limited to warrior type support, where you send the top card of your deck to the grave, and if it's a warrior, depending on its level, one monster on your field gains 300 attack per that level, but you also receive that amount as damage to your life. So a pretty risky move, but I mean in real life gameplay, in Rush Duel you have 8,000 lives, so it's something you can afford to do quite often. Ashi Horse, so this is the other horse that supports the Aqua type deck. And here we have a rare Savage Claw Tiger, a Beast Warrior type. You know, I have no idea who is gonna use all of these, like, you know, like the pigeon we saw earlier, the Winged Beasts, and like these new like Beast Warrior type monsters that don't belong in Beast Gear World. Like, Yuga's new ace is a beast, but he's not gonna shift his deck to like half beast, right? I can't really imagine that happening. I still see him using like mini spellcaster, so I don't know, maybe we'll see like a new beast using and winged beast using character. Here we've got a super rare Clear Eyes Dragon. The design of this monster is just so cool and beautiful. It comes in a set with like another fire attribute dragon, which then combos into one of the most epic dragons in this set. But we'll take a look at that later. First, let's take a look at our rare dragon merchant. Alright. By returning a level 5 or lower dragon in your grave to the deck, choose 2 monsters in your opponent's grave and return them to the deck. So, alone its effect is not that great, but I guess in certain situations it can probably come in pretty clutch, such as like sending many spellcasters in your opponent Yuga's deck back to the deck such that they don't have enough to activate Dark Liberation and basically wreck your entire field. And here we have like kind of like a replacement for Pot of Greed but in Rush Duel, the Great Turtle of Greed. You can activate this card when your opponent summons a monster, draw 2 cards. But of course, since in Rush Duel we get to draw until 5 every turn, if you play it like during your opponent's turn while your hand is depleted, it's not that great. But if your opponent happens to use a card like an effect like a trap during your turn, which allows them to summon a monster and then you activate this trap in response, that's going to give you 2 bonus cards during your turn, and that would be really powerful if you use cards that have effects that rely on like discarding cards from your hand. And here we have Dorian as our next level 4 rare, a spellcaster, and this is another old school monster from Yugioh. Now so far we've only got 3 foils and we're down to like 3 packs. Does it mean like we're just going for a foil fest in these 3 packs already? Well, let's see. Again, the Nightless City. Yep, and here's our next super rare. This is Reporter Soul, a pretty strong support card for the current machine type deck. If your attack position monster is destroyed by your opponent's attack or effect, you can activate this card to special summon face up 1 Machine Tough-Roid or 1 Machine Boon from your grave, which are basically either the boss or like the low level monster of the machine deck. So we're just gonna put that right over there, and followed by a new rare, 3K Bolt. Alright, with that 4 foils, down to 2 packs. I think we're probably not gonna pull a rush rare at this point. We've got 2 ultras already. Oji-san. And oh, but very nice! Our next super rare is gonna be Burning Blaze Dragon, which completes the set with Clear Eyes Dragon, and they just look so epic as a set. And these 2 monsters are necessary to activate the effects of Ancient Arise Dragon and Ultra Rare also belonging to this set. Now let's take a look at Burning Blaze. By returning a level 5 or lower dragon from your grave to the deck, destroy 1 face-up field spell on your opponent's field. So a field spell destroyer, and ending off with the Sentry Boat's Eldane. Alright, so why don't we pair Burning Blaze and Clear Eyes over here. So with our 5 foils set up, moving into the final pack. Alright, let's see what we get. I'm pretty sure this is gonna be a foil. Pretty sure. Baby Dragon, Treasure Dragon, Nightless City, Keshin, and Fight. Alright, I guess it was just a rare after all, so yeah, I need to get used to the ratios for Rush Duel. It looks like, well, since every box is just like around a half box, I guess we're only guaranteed 5 foils, and our final card is Forest. As usual, if you enjoyed this video, do give it a like. Let me know what you guys think about these new cards in the comment section down below, and don't forget to subscribe for more Yugioh Rush Duel booster box and product openings. This was definitely not the most exciting opening, but not to worry, because next month on December 12th, we're getting the special booster, the Maximum Ultra Enhancement Pack, which will bring Yggdrago and the Maximum Summon mechanic to the Rush Duel series. And yes, that is definitely something you guys do not want to miss. I definitely want to get the full set of Yggdrago. With that, I'll see you guys in the next Rush Duel video. This is the road I walk, so yeah! But I'm far from satisfied. I'll build a new age with the new rules in my mind, so stay